Sanhedrin Daf Sadi Vav Amud Aleph, 4 lines from the bottom. Previously on Sanhedrin, we mentioned that Merodach, the king, he called himself Merodach Baladan, the son of Baladan. So the Gemara says, "My Baladan Baladan. Why was he have the same name as his father?" Amr, they said, Baladan Malkahav. His father Baladan was king. His face changed and he looked like a dog, and therefore couldn't be king anymore. His son Merodach took the throne. When he used to write on the letter, he write his name and his father's name on the letter as a respect. The son will honor his father and the servant the master. Mention the son the father we just mentioned now. Where's the proof that a servant honors his master? Well, you see by Nebuchadnezzar. وخرج حمشي بس خرج هي شنات تشاع عصر الشنة لما نحن وخرنا زين وخبط بالن زرن رفض باخين أماد وثنين ملك بفضلش نمسرف بيت هشام بيت الملك. Even there was the main part of that was the servant or the messenger general for Nebuchadnezzar, and it says that he stood within Yerushalayim. The Gemara says that mislik Nebuchadnezzar Yerushalayim. There was Nebuchadnezzar himself with Nebuchadnezzar in Yerushalayim. Bhakti pasuk says v'yalu oto el melech Bavel rivlata amar v'yazu Antiochia. Nebuchadnezzar was in Turkey at the time. The Gemara says, okay, we have to explain it. Rav Chisda, but Rav says, we both explain how this works. Had the Marham says the Nebuchadnezzar's image was engraved in Nebuchadnezzar's chariot, and that's how he was quote unquote with him in Yerushalayim. The Chama other opinion says, Nebuchadnezzar was in such awe and fear and honor of Nebuchadnezzar, but the Mekish as if he was in front of him all the time. So according to both opinions, we see that the servant honors the master. Okay, Marava. They should lead the president to Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar sent the Nebuchadnezzar 300 mules full of iron axes to break the iron gates of Yerushalayim. They tried to use it on one gate of Yerushalayim and they all broke. Wanted to leave. Amari said, I'm scared if I don't do this now. It will happen to me. What happened to Sanhariv? Nafka Kaladamar, a voice came out from Shemaim and said, Shezar bar Shavar b'Shavar, jumper, the son of a jumper. They were very, very ambitious. Nebuchadnezzar Shavar, jump Nebuchadnezzar, it conquered. The time has come for Beit HaMikdash to be destroyed. For the Hechal to be burnt. Pashlei Harnagai had one axe remaining. He wanted to test the miracle. He took the blunt end or the wooden part to hit the gate, and it opened. So he started to rampage and kill everybody in the city until he reached the Hechal. He burnt it. The Hechal started to rise to Shemaim, but God pushed it back down to let it burn. Nebuchadnezzar became arrogant because of how successful he was. Nafka bat kala voice came out from mine and said, Amma katila katlat, you killed a dead nation. Hechala kalat kalat, you burnt a burnt hechal. Kim hatechinat techinat, the ground that you're grinding is already like ground flour. Meaning none of these accomplishments are yours. It's all predetermined. Shenemar kihirei v'tahana kemach aglat z'matav v'yajut avel gad shel v'yarot. Heitim Lomar doesn't say that they ground wheat. Rather, kila ela kemach flour to show you that it was already pre-ground. It was already pre-crushed by God, and Nebuchadnezzar's success was not attributed to him. When he saw the blood of Zechariah, who was a Navi, who prophesied that Bnei Yisrael should teshuvah, or else they killed him, and his blood used to boil on the floor of the Beit HaMikdash. Amalahu, he asked the Kohanim, "Mai, what's this?" Shuhadi. Amalahu told him, "Dam zevachim hu de'ishtavech." The blood of the korbanot is spilled. They don't want to tell him what really happened. Amalahu is okay. I too, but bring animals. And I want to see if the blood resembles each other. Kasi, he slaughtered an animal, it didn't compare. Amar lahu, he said, Galilee, tell me what it really is. V'ilov, and if not, I'll tear your flesh off with an iron comb. Amar, they told him, Hi, Kohen, there's a Kohen and Avi, the Nabil Israel, he told Bnei Israel in a prophecy that Bnei Israel will be destroyed. And they killed him. Amar lahu, he said, okay, I'll appease the blood, meaning I'll avenge him. I slaughtered them over the blood. The blood was still boiled. They brought children. Slaughtered them. Didn't rest yet. I slaughtered them. Didn't rest. He ended up slaughtering a total of 940,000 people over the blood. Than rest. He went over to the blood and said, Zechariah, Zechariah, Tovim Shben Batim, I already killed the best of your people. Should you want me to kill everybody for you? The blood stopped. He heard Teshuvah b'da'ateh. At that time, Nebuzaradan started to Teshuvah. Why? Amar, he said, Mahem shalot b'du elei nefesh ahad kach. They got punished so badly just for killing one person. Ahu gavra ma'ateh v'lei. He said, what about me? I killed all these people. Arak, he ran. Shadar purtita lebeteh. He went to his home, sent a will to his family to take care of his properties and possessions. Be'it Gayer became Jewish. Naaman get to Shavaya. Naaman, the king who got healed by Elisha Navi, he became a Ger Toshav. Nebuzaradan Ger Tzedekayan, Nebuzaradan was a full convert. Mibnei Banav Shel Sisra Lamdu Torah Mishlam, the evil king Sisra's children, descendants taught Torah in Yishlam. Mibnei Shel Sanhedrin Lamdu Torah Barabim, the children of Sanhedrin taught Torah in public. Who were these children of Sanhedrin? Shmaya Batlian, the rabbis of Bet Hillel and Bet Shammai. Mibnei Banav Shel Haman Lamdu Torah B'Brak, descendants of Haman taught Torah in Bnei Brak. Vapim Bnei Banav Shel Rasha, even the descendants of Nebuchadnezzar, because they wanted to convert to Judaism. Their ancestor destroyed Ben Midrash and did such terrible things. You're going to let them convert? They tried to heal Bavel, but it didn't heal. Ula Amar Nebuchadnezzar, who could have cured himself through the conversion of his descendants, but they didn't let. Their explanation of the Pasuk. Elu Nahar Bavel is referring to the bitter rivers of Bavel. Is referring to the palm trees that grow next to the rivers. They're bitter because of the bitter rivers, and you can't fix that. Amar Ulam. Ammon Moab were the evil neighbors of Yerushalayim. They come into Yerushalayim when they heard the prophets prophesying the Yerushalayim will be destroyed. Come destroy Eretz Israel. Amar, he said, I'm afraid what will happen to me, like I'm not Sanherib, who was famous that Sanherib failed. They told him, no, man's not in his house. Yani, God's not protecting them. Ish referring to God. He answered them, their God can be near and they could easily call him back. He said, no, he went far away. He said, okay, they have Siddiqim who could pray for him to come back. They answered him, he took them already. The Siddiqim passed away already. Then Siddiqim Kesef is written to the King. Sorry. The Nebuchadnezzar said a message. There's a Rashim could do teshuvah. They pray to God and then he'll come back to save them. They answered him, no, the time's already set. Any Kesef Azman, Kesef referring to Zman, Shinamar says, but Kesef Yom Hagenu. He answered them, it's winter. I can't travel because of snow and rain. So he said, okay, fine. Come by the mountain cliffs. I'll protect you weather-wise. They answered them, if I come, I have no place to stay with my army. They said, fine. There's graves by the mountainside, caves, if the tzaddikim are buried. You can stay there. The Pasuk says, they took out the bones of all these tzaddikim from their graves. They spread them out in the sun. Okay. Now I mentioned the Shulchan Aruch. Now we mention Mashiach. When will Bar Nafli come? He said, Man Bar Nafli, who's Bar Nafli? He said, Mashiach. Mashiach Bar Nafli, correct. Why is it called that? Said, yes, the Tiba says, Akim et Sukat David Hanofelet. Amarle answered, said, the door should be the generation that Mashiach comes, the times Mashiach will come, there'll be very few Tamid Bashar and the rest of the people, and him will be very full of grief and anxiety, which is very prevalent nowadays. There'll be many troubles and harsh decrees in Bnei Israel. When the first trouble's over, the second trouble will appear. The 7-year cycle that Mashiach will come. The first pasuk will be fulfilled of. So be some famine in some cities and some not. And then second year, there'll be more famine. In the third year, there'll be crazy famine. Men, women, and children will die. But if eat in the fourth year, so they have to be some sufficiency, but not fully. In fifth year, there'll be crazy sufficiency. People will eat, drink, and rejoice. And Torah will return to the students. In the sixth year, there will be sounds and reports that Mashiach might be coming. But the seventh year, there'll be war. In the eighth year, Mashiach will come. There was many 7 years period that were similar. Mashiach didn't come. He said, there was never a reports in the sixth year and then wars in the seventh year. It was never this 7 year cycle that we established 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That 7 year cycle never played out in the same order. People will make fun of Bnei Israel for holding their hopes for Mashiach to come because seemingly he wasn't coming. He's not coming. And the Bertha says, Mashiach will come. Bet Havad Yehel Znut will be full of znut, which you cannot find more than nowadays. Everything is so accessible and even praised. The Galil will be wasted, full of laid waste. This place, Hashem will be also desolate. People will travel from border to border, town to town, not be able to stay. Wisdom will be decaying. Those who fear sin will be despised also nowadays like crazy. And the face generation will be like a dog. They explain that either they'll look like dogs, or they'll have no shame, there'll be no busha, or they'll be very hypocritical. All of them are true. And people will be, the truth will be absent. The truth will be absent, and whoever turns away from evil will be considered foolish. Truth will walk away in groups. What does that mean? Whoever walks away from evil will be considered foolish. Like, look at this guy. Who does he think he is? Initially, I used to say, there's no truth in the world. There's no person who only speaks truth. Having told me that Avtuvish made name was Tavut. If they give him all the riches in the world, he'll never lie. One time he went to a certain town, and the name was Kushta, which meant truth. They never lied there. Nobody died early in their time, before the time. I married a woman there. I had 2 sons from her. One day, his wife was sitting and washing her hair. Her neighbor came and knocked on the door, wanting to talk to her. She didn't think it was proper to tell the neighbor that his wife was washing her hair. He said to the neighbor, she's not here. And his 2 sons died because of that. Because it was so unheard of that young people would die. People of the city came and they said, what happened? What happened? I told him, I beg you, please leave our city because we don't want everybody else to die because of you. And then Bertha says, Rabbi says, young people will shame the old. Again, nowadays. Old people will have to respect the young. Again, nowadays. A daughter will stand against her mother, and a daughter will stand against her mother-in-law. People be like a dog. And the son will not be married to his father. And Bertha says, the generation of Mashiach, insolence will be like crazy, be around like crazy. There'll be no honor. There'll be enough grapes, but wine will still be expensive. People will be drinking so much that wine will still be expensive, even though there's enough grapes. The entire kingdom will be korsut. Rebuking because everybody's doing something bad. You can't rebuke someone else. Everybody will become heretic. Mashiach will not come until there's many informers in the world. The explanation is that unless there's not too many Torah students. Very interesting. Until the peruta has gone from the wallet. Simply explain that the people will be so poor they won't even have the smallest denomination of a coin. Interestingly enough, nowadays the pennies being the smallest currency, the penny is being discontinued. Okay. Actually, that Shub Minagula, Mashiach will not come until Bnei Israel are completely in despair. They'll feel like there's no word, there's no supporter of Bnei Israel. Whenever he found looking into maybe to see when Mashiach would come. Rather, he said, don't delay the Mashiach. And then it says, 30 things will come when it's not expected. Elohen, Mashiach, Metziah, V'akrav. Mashiach will come when it's not expected. Something you find, obviously, is not expected. And the scorpion attacks when you're not expected. So he says, don't try to figure out when Mashiach's coming, because then it will be considered expected, and you won't be able to come. Marav Katina. Sheet Alfish the world will last 6 years. V'had Harub. And for 6,000 years, the world will exist. And then for another 1,000 years, it'll be destroyed. Hashem will be alone for a day, and a day is 1,000 years in Hashem's eyes. Today, Harub, for 2,000 years, it'll be destroyed. كان proof going to the just like the Shemitahs of 1 year out of 7 years. So to the world will seize 1,000 years out of 7,000 years. The Yom Shekul Shabbat will be a day full of Shabbat. And it says a day, a day for you is like 1,000 years in God's eyes. And same way, Shemitah is one year out of 7 years, and yeah, you leave it desolate, so the world will be desolate for a year, which is 1,000 day, which is 1,000 years. Also, Shabbat's the same format as well.